Morning, morning. Just sitting here at home, um, just thinking how grateful I am for everything that's happened in my life, the good, the bad, and the messy. And I was just thinking how my life has been like a chapter. And as I sit here, I'm sitting looking at my little birds, and there's some squirrels and some more. Look at these little beautiful hornbills. As I sit here and I look at my chapters of my life, and I wonder, how did I end up here? I never orchestrated all of this. This was not my hand in it. And why did some of the things happen in my life that it became so unmanageable? And it made me think of, forgive me, I can't remember my verses, I'm learning chapters, etc., that sometimes you have to leave the place that makes you sick. And I relate it back to where Jesus said that you cannot preach in your own hometown. But I relate that to myself, that I was never going to be healed in the town or the city where all the damage had been done. And in my testimony, when we get to it, you'll see that only when I was taken away from all the lights and the noise and the distractions that I was able to change, that I could actually sit down, slow down, because I think a lot of it is the pace that we operate at. It's so fast paced, and I'm sure most of you guys live in the cities or in urban areas, and your lives are so busy because there's a lot happening that we forget to sit and look at the small things that actually matter and the beauty around us. When I came out to Mabalingwe, so we live, which is in Limpopo, if you don't know, it's in the bush. This is my view, sitting in my office at the moment. So this is my office. And my little hornbill's still up there. All the elephants, and we have all the rhinos, and we have, you name it, whatever animal, we've got it that's here. We came here by chance. Well, there I go again. Chance, coincidence. It was not a chance or a coincidence. We were meant to come here because this is the place where I was able to be isolated. I had plenty quiet time. I had no noise, no distractions. And I was able to really get to know Jesus. And that was through reading the Bible and spending time understanding and reassessing and changing my values. Because when I was living in the city with all the distractions, yeah, good person, but not Christian values. It wouldn't have been what would Jesus do. It was what kept Bruce entertained. And I know as I'm telling you this, you're looking at your life and thinking, sure, look at the chapters that we've had. Am I trying to keep myself entertained with fleshly things? Because all of those things to me, in the end, I'd become so tired, were very superficial and they were temporary. Whereas when you get into the Word and you're living a proper Christian life, following Jesus' example, that's when the joy comes. And I only found joy when I was away from all the noise. And I'll give an example, which I need to rectify. I had to go to Joburg this week, and I knew that I was going back into that noise and the chaos and out of my routine. I didn't take my Bible because I knew that my routine was not going to allow me to have my little space. So, don't know actually what the message is, but I still look at my life as chapters, and this is the best chapter, the 2 years where I found Jesus, and in Mabalingwe, in the bush, in the solitude, away from the noise, and my life flourished. And the joy was found with no material possessions. So whatever challenges you're facing, the only advice I can give to you is to go back to the Bible, go read. Number one, fear God. And if you look in the Bible, it's there a lot. You have to have holy fear. Because when you have holy fear, you don't want to disconnect your blessings, and you'll think twice about doing things wrong, whatever it may be, or doing the wrong thing. And then the other thing is you have to have blind faith. And if you read in the Bible, I forget the number of how many times it talks about faith, but faith, even in the unseen, you have to believe that change is possible. Anything is possible, whether it's to get the deal, whether it's to mend a relationship, whether it's to get that job that you're looking for, whether it's for financial blessings, whether it's to find love. Without faith, you've got no hope. And my absolute last point is be very careful of the words that you speak. The evil one or Satan can hear your voice, and that's how they activate and bring about the negativity through the words that you speak. So speak positivity, speak life, speak faith, and believe in the words that you say. Even if you can't see it, just believe that no matter what, if you need a healing, if you need anything, just believe it's possible. And without making it about me, I was staring down, not even a shotgun. I think I was looking at a missile pointed at my head 2.5 years ago. And through absolute faith, becoming a Christian, things changed. That I will call it supernatural in a positive way. And if it happened to me, trust me, this is the best chapter that I've ever had. And even still, I don't have everything that I need. You know, I'm so far from perfect. I'm work in progress. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Hang on to the faith. And my trick, I won't call it a trick. Trick's the wrong word. Read the Bible. I promise you, it is the best thing that you will ever do. Everything is in there. It's not a secret, but it's like the best kept secret ever. Read the Bible. We don't need to read anything else other than the Bible, because the answers are in there. And don't be ashamed. Get down on your knees and pray. You know, I was one of those guys with a big ego. I didn't want to pray. Didn't want to get down on my knees. Thought maybe someone was going to look at me and laugh at me. But now I get down on my knees because I know what God's done for me. And if He could do it, if He does it for me, trust me, anyone who seeks God shall find Him. And yesterday's post that I made about being able to open your eyes, open your ears, and soften your heart, and let Jesus into your life. And I promise you, hang on to the faith, because a lot of it is unseen. But what you wish for through faith shall be given. Anyway, I love talking to you guys. I'm actually getting quite used to be able to talk, and just so that you know, I don't sit and practice and rehearse. I just talk. So if I jump around, I'm sorry. But anyway, Sunday, so go and have a day of rest. Have a magical day, and love you guys.